Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as I'm sure you know by now, I am no stranger to color. I love colorful eyeshadow. So I'm sure when you started seeing this going around, you probably figured I was gonna buy it. This is the Box of Crayons eyeshadow palette. How cute is this? So this is from a company called the Crayon Case. They're basically an indie company. They have a website, thecrayoncase.com. I will have it linked below. And they have other products, but they just came out with this Box of Crayons eyeshadow palette. So I immediately went and purchased it. I'm so glad that I did because it is now sold out. I don't know what their plans are for restocking, but I would imagine that they will try to restock. Like I said, this is a small indie brand, you know, and I'm sure now they're gonna get tons of orders. But let me go ahead and give you some details about it and hopefully it will come back in stock if you're interested. So this palette retails for $30. Let's open it up and look at it. This is what it looks like. Let me take this little sleeve off. There we go. This is what it looks like. You get 18 shadows. It's a mixture of mattes and shimmers and I believe metallics. I think you get all 3 different types of formulas. And literally it's just based off of crayons, Crayola crayons. The colors are even just blue, green, red, baby blue, lime green. So literally the owner of this company just went through a box of crayons, picked out their favorite colors and said, this is my new eyeshadow palette. And I love it. I'll do some swatches and then I'll do a look. You know, of course it's going to be a colorful look, but I did want to point out, and I even kind of thought about going like a 2-look 1 palette direction, but I love that they included tan, brown, gold. The orange is kind of like a metallic color. You could easily use this palette for just a nice, normal daily type of look. I also like the fact that you're basically getting some really awesome pops of color here that maybe you could integrate in your other types of looks that you're doing. So hopefully this palette is as awesome as I'm hoping it will be, and then I'll be super excited that I added it to my collection. So I did also want to point out the palette does come with a mirror and it is massive. I mean, look at the size of that mirror and all the crap on my desk. But if you look, I mean, I could sit here and do my entire makeup. Like, this thing is huge. I mean, you could easily get ready with this palette. All right, so let me get into some swatches. I think I'm just gonna do like on both arms and just show them to you guys because this is a lot of shadows to swatch. Okay, you guys, I am so impressed. These shadows are amazing. All right, so this is what I could fit on this arm, and then I've got the rest on the other arm. Oh, and I'm already getting stuff on my shirt. All right, so let's go through them real quick. Very basic names here. Blue, green, red, yellow, black, brown, orange, violet, baby blue, purple, and pink. So out of all of these, this one kind of is like a matte with some glitter in it. You've got these right here are all mattes, as well as these 2 on the end, and these 3 in the center are like a metallic type of formula. All right, so these are the leftovers that didn't fit on the other arm. This one is tan, magenta, white, silver, gold, deep plum, and lime green. So I really like this lime green color. It's definitely very unique. Part of me kind of wishes it would have been one of the shimmery metallic ones. So these 2, lime green, plum, and tan, are all mattes, and then these right here are like a metallic-y shimmer. This magenta kind of reminds me of the blue, where it's more got like almost like a pink glitter in it. So here's all of them in a very awkward way, but these were all amazing. They went on so nicely. I can't wait to put these on the eyes. All right, guys, I'm just gonna warn you, I have absolutely no clue what I'm about to do here. I just know that I wanna use some colors and I'm not gonna shy away from them. So we will see. Switching to voiceover mode.
All right, so I'm starting out on a fluffy brush into the lime green shade. My lids are already primed and set with translucent powder, so I'm just trying to use this in the transition area. This is definitely a very sheer shade. I wanted more, so I decided to go into the green shade, and I'm working this on the outer half of the crease. I'm starting very, very light-handed here, so you can see it kind of makes a pretty sheer wash of that green color. I decided to take a more tapered brush to see if that would help deposit that lime green color a little bit better, which it does. Still wasn't quite there though, so I decided to go into the yellow shade, and that really worked. So I went back in for more to really amp up that yellow color. I also decided to take that tapered brush into the green shade to really start deepening up the outer portion of the crease. Then back into the lime green with kind of a fluffier brush, just to kind of blend those 2 colors together. And then I decided to mix the lime green and the regular green and start kind of flaring the color out on the outer portion of my eye. For the lid, I decided to take the baby blue shade on just kind of a fluffy flat brush. I'm using this dry, and as you can see, it's not quite working very well dry, so I decided to use a flat brush and spray it with some setting spray, and this really amps up the color. Now it's perfect. So I'm putting this all over the lid. I'm trying to be careful not to blend it in too much with the yellow and green, because we all know what happens when you blend those colors. And I'm leaving a little bit of space on the outer portion and the inner portion of the eye. Now for the outer portion, I decided to take the blue shade, which is the darker one. This does have some glitter in it. You almost feel the grittiness when you're using your brush. I'm starting by just placing this on the outer portion of the eye, and then I decided to kind of go for like a fun wing. So I'm just very carefully kind of sketching out the triangular wing shape. I'm just adding a little bit of a flick, and this color actually works really nicely. So then for the inner corner, I'm taking a smaller brush and spraying it and going into the white shade. So I'm using this as my inner corner highlight, but I'm also dragging it just slightly onto the inner portion of the eye. I just like the brightness that it gives this. And then I'm also dragging it just a little bit underneath the eye as well. For the lower lash line, same thing, spraying a brush. I'm using a flat angled brush here, and I'm going into the shade Violet. I'm using this all along the lower lash line. This one does also have a little bit of glitter in it, so I'm using a couple of layers to really get full impact. Now with a pencil brush, I'm going into the pink shade, and I'm using this right underneath the purple just to kind of smudge everything out and add another little pop of color. I really felt like that purple needed a little bit more, so I went into the actual purple matte shade and just ran that over the top. So now for my liner, I'm just using my Tarte's double-ended liner to do a wing. I'm just trying to follow the wing I already made. I did switch over to my Kat Von D Trooper liner at the end just to really make sure I have a nice point on the end of the wing. And then flipping back over to the pencil side of the Tarte liner to do the waterline. Then just curling my lashes and adding a couple coats of mascara. I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara on the top and bottom lashes. And now for the big reveal. Ta-da!
Well guys, I would say we definitely achieved colorful. When I started looking at the palette at first, I kept looking at all these colors. I mean, every color in the rainbow here, and I was trying to decide on what I wanted to do. Me, of course, I'm instantly drawn to like the red, the pink, the orange, the magenta. As you can tell from any of my past videos, those are some of my favorite colors to use on my eyes. I love pinks and oranges, and yeah, so I just wanted to make sure I did something that's a bit different from what I normally do, and it's been a while since I've done any kind of blue eye that I can remember. I don't know. So it's almost like I took a little inspiration from my shirt, so I kind of feel a little peacock-ish. It's really fun though. I kind of, I wanted to be able to use as many colors as I could. And I think I definitely did that. And I kind of enjoyed doing this kind of fun wing, very peacock-esque. So overall, I think this Box of Crayons palette is awesome. This is super awesome. $30 for 18 shades. They all work so beautifully. I can't wait to play around with this a bit more, kind of like in conjunction with other palettes, because, yeah, I can do some looks, definitely other looks with this, but I'm already kind of picturing certain palettes that I'm like, ooh, I really had wished I had that red to use with that such and such palette. That's kind of what I'm really looking forward to, is you literally have a crayon book now of like some of the most basic colors. So if when you really want that like amped up purple, you can like reach for this. So I'm really looking forward to using this in the future. I really do hope that they restock it soon, because I know a lot of people wanted to buy it once they started seeing it kind of floating around on the internet. So I'm hoping everybody gets a chance to. Just be patient. Hopefully they will come back in stock. I totally recommend this. I think this is an amazing palette. It's so much fun. It's just super creative. It's such a cute idea. It makes me feel like a kid playing with crayons, but it's on my face. So please don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And if you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. I love doing colorful looks, so if you like watching them, this is the place to be. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.